I've been in need of some better transportation than just my e-bike. Every once in a while, I do actually need a car to get places, and I found a solution. I don't know if it's the best solution or not, but it's something that should work for now. If you live in a major city in the US, or actually a lot of college towns have it as well, there's a service called Zipcar, and it's a car sharing service. They've been around a long time. I remember them being at my college, 15 years ago, so they've been around at least that long. And basically what it is you sign up for the service. It costs a flat monthly fee. In my case, I'm on a promotional basis, so it's $0 for the first month and then $20 a month afterwards. And that gives you access to a fleet of cars. You can use their app to scroll around and find cars close to your location. There's a couple of cars that are just down the street from me, and you go in, you can schedule a time to pick them up. They seem to fill up pretty quickly on the weekends, kind of at the last minute, but if you schedule out about a week ahead of time, I've noticed it seems like you can actually get a car pretty easily. And once you have signed up for the service and scheduled a car, you just show up, you use the app to actually lock and unlock the car, which is really interesting. And then once you are at the car, all you do is take pictures of everything and you can get in and drive. The app locks and unlocks the car, and that's really all you need. In case you're wondering how much it costs about $20 per hour, or I think it's like $173 per day, but it depends on the car. And so they have a variety of cars out there. Right now I just have 2 midsize sedans in my area, but I know in the past when I've looked into this service, they've had things like Jeeps or convertibles. Especially during the summer, they have convertibles, and those cost a little bit more. Now, if you think that sounds a little bit steep for a car rental, you're probably right, but it includes everything. So that includes insurance, although you can sign up for a little bit extra, and it also includes gas. Now, it's not an unlimited range for your drive. You are limited to 200 miles with the free gas. After that, it's I think 67 cents per mile, which is still pretty reasonable. But I don't think many people are going to be taking these on cross-country trips. This is mostly meant for local travel. However, I have some products I need to test this weekend, so I thought I would book a car and take it out to the campsite. You can see that today it is dark out, and that's because I actually had some issues reserving my car. The problem was entirely on my end, and I scheduled for the wrong couple of days. I scheduled for Sunday and Monday instead of Saturday and Sunday. I got lucky though, no one reserved the car for Saturday evening, so I managed to switch things up a little bit, and it actually ended up saving me like $40. The nice thing about Zipcars is that you can unreserve a car at the last minute, and they don't really charge you anything. And by last minute, I say last 24 hours. If you cancel at the very last minute, I think they charge something like $20, something like that. It's this very small fee, at least compared to the cost of the car rental. So that flexibility is really important for car rentals. Obviously, having to schedule a car in advance is annoying and opens up opportunities for issues like scheduling on the wrong days like I did. But having access to a car that's really inexpensive like this is actually pretty good. I don't have to worry about parking it, fuel, cleaning, maintenance, none of that. So I think for people in the right situations, it makes a lot of sense. But anyways, let's see how it does camping. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to load in the car, and then we'll head out. I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Western Rise. Western Rise makes quality apparel for the modern one-bag traveler so they can carry less and experience more. I have owned their Classic Evolution pants for over a year and absolutely love them. The Classic Evolution pants are men's casual travel pants that dresses up enough to get through any meeting, yet is rugged enough for any outdoor activity. They effortlessly replace jeans, hiking pants, and dress pants, allowing you to carry fewer clothes and travel lightly. The Classic Evolution pants are lightweight, durable, and pack well. It's the perfect travel pants to have in your bag. If you are interested in trying out the Evolution pants or any of their other apparel, go to westernrise.com/ColinAdventures15 and use the discount code ColinAdventures15. You will get 15% off your order. Links are below. Well, this car is a Nissan Altima. I was expecting this to be like a typical rental car where it's just kind of like the base trim or something. This is actually a pretty decently spec'd car. It's not the base trim. It's kind of nice in here. Well, on this trip, we are headed to a state park called Penrose State Park. I've been there before, but I haven't actually stopped and camped there before, so this should be a new and interesting experiment. I have about an hour drive, a little bit over an hour, and I should be getting there right before the gates close. Usually they let campers in as late as they need to, but I want to be there on time so that I can get my tent set up for the night. I'm not actually sleeping in the car. Well, I finally made it. I am just going to set up my tent tonight. I have other things set up, like my wood stove, but it's 39 degrees outside right now, so it's very similar temperatures to last time I went camping about a month ago. I expect this is probably going to go about the same. It's a little bit wetter this time. It's raining a little bit, but that's not going to stop me. I think this is going to be a very nice night. Tomorrow, I'll talk a little bit more about kind of what's going on with my transportation options, and I have another video to film actually tomorrow, and that's actually why I'm here. So, anyways, I think this is going to be it for tonight. I'm probably going to have to find something different to secure my tent to the ground. I've been finding that these tent posts just don't hold that well, and especially at this particular campsite, the ground is very muddy and rocky. So it's kind of the worst of both worlds. The mud just doesn't hold anything, and the rocks prevent you from actually getting the stakes into the ground. It took me probably about an hour to set up the camp, and that's not great, but new stakes should be fairly easy to come by though. This video is actually more about transportation and some of the issues that I've been having and what I'm doing about them. So I may have mentioned in a previous video that my work is relocating to a different facility down the street from where it currently is, and that's been causing me some problems. I thought originally that my e-bike would have enough range to make the trip between my apartment and this new facility. It's about, I think 4 or 5 miles down the street from where I currently work. However, after doing a lot of tests, I've discovered that yes, my e-bike can make the trip, and of course all e-bikes can because you can always switch off the motor and pedal, but the speed I would be traveling at would seriously cut into the amount of time I would be working. And so it actually makes more sense for me to find a different form of transportation. After doing a lot of research on the different options that are out there, I kind of came to two conclusions. I could either buy a used car, like a very, very high mileage used car that is in questionable condition, or I could get something like my motorcycle endorsement and get a scooter or some sort of motorcycle, something like that. So what I decided to do was go the scooter or motorcycle route. So motorcycles actually don't really fit into the space that I have, but scooters do. Even some of the larger scooters, not the really big like maxi scooters, those don't fit in my space, but there are some medium-sized scooters that do, and I decided I'm going to try doing that. So next weekend, I'm actually going to go out and do the motorcycle endorsement course. You may be wondering about the laws around 50cc scooters, and it very much depends on your state. Here in Washington state, a 50cc and under scooter is legal to ride without a motorcycle license as long as it cannot go over 30 miles per hour. And they determine that by whatever speed is on your speedometer. So, unfortunately, pretty much all of the 50cc scooters can actually physically go over 30 miles per hour, and their speedometers also go over 30 miles per hour. So, theoretically, yes, you can ride a scooter that's under 50 cc's in Washington state without a endorsement, but in reality, there are very few scooters that are likely to actually qualify for riding without an endorsement. Fortunately, a motorcycle endorsement is just a simple 2-day course. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It's a couple $100, and I did the math. It will pay for itself because I can get to work in a more reasonable time than I would if I was riding my e-bike every day. So you might be wondering what I plan on doing with my e-bike. So my e-bike is actually going to stick around probably at least until spring. Winter is a bad time to sell anything on 2 wheels, which means it's a great time to buy something like a scooter, but it's a terrible time to sell an e-bike. I also don't really need to sell it right away, so it's going to stick around, and we'll let's see which one goes. I'm hoping that I don't have to continue at my current job past the summer. This motorcycle adventure is going to, buying a scooter like this is going to set me back about a month. But there's really no way around that. Either I get set back a month from this, or I get set back a month from reduced income by just continuing to ride my e-bike. And really the most important thing right now is that I keep this job until that debt is paid off. And this is the fastest way mathematically that I could find to do it. It means actually that I'm probably going to continue with Zipcar as well. $20 a month is basically nothing in my budget, and having access to a car like this when I need it is really very valuable, even if I don't use it very often. That's kind of what the service is intended for. It's intended for people that use cars infrequently. So I'm going to continue with Zipcar because so far my experience has been fantastic. So part of the reason why I've also decided to go with a scooter instead of just sticking with my e-bike is because it will give me the range to come out to campsites like this and try tent camping again, just with a vehicle that can actually get to the campground. If the financials work out about the same one way or the other, then I might as well have the ability to film more content. So that's kind of been my thinking behind this. Well, it's time to head back home from the campground, and usually I would end the video here, but actually kind of an interesting thing about the Zipcar. Because the first 200 miles have paid gas, makes you do very interesting decisions. So on the way here, I took a very direct route over the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. So going north over that particular bridge is free. You can just drive over it. Going the other direction, however, they charge a toll. And Zipcar will charge the toll to you directly once they receive it. However, there is a way around. It just takes about another 45 minutes. It's almost twice the distance to go around through a town called Shelton. Normally, I would never go that way because you burn a lot more fuel, you're wasting a lot of time, although it is a pretty drive. But because I'm in a Zipcar and the fuel is paid for, I'm actually going to be going around the long way so I don't have to pay for the toll. It's a very interesting consequence of the way that Zipcar has structured their payment. I'm not complaining because I like the drive. Well, I made it home, and now I'm actually already working on meal prep for this week. But I have to say, dropping off the car was an easy process. You just take pictures so they know that you didn't damage anything, and that's it. They charge you up front. The whole process is really quick and easy. I think it took me about 15 minutes total to set up, including the driver's license background check, and so that's pretty good. I think I'll probably continue with Zipcar for a while, and I'd recommend anyone in my situation where you just need a car every once in a while, like maybe a couple times a month, to check it out, see if it's in your area. I'm not being paid by them. I'm not sponsored at all. I just like their service. Well, you have some interesting videos probably coming up of me getting my motorcycle endorsement and finding something more practical that will get me to my job's new location. That will probably open up a few opportunities for going on adventures as well, so stay tuned.